Bonjour. Okay, who is the collective today? This would be initials, songs, years. And the years can be when you met this person, last point of contact, anything significant with the person on your mind. I think I might actually get a bigger deck and write all these out again, because I think that this is like, these cards are too little. It's hard for me to shuffle. It's like you need the perfect size. It's like if they're too big, they're hard to shuffle, and if they're too small, they're also hard to shuffle. Okay, so we've got an initial, B. Officially Missing You, Joseph Solomon. That's a song. Puff Puff, so someone that partakes in a bit of, interesting, we've got Send Me Flowers. That's not a song, that's just a statement, send me flowers. So you actually might a lot of people love flowers, but you might have said to this person that you like getting flowers, that you want to be sent flowers, and maybe that's something you remember them doing. Almost like it's something I'm hearing they learnt that about you. So it's like to feel really seen is when someone notices things that you like and then takes it upon themselves to go do that. So if they notice that you really like flowers, or you have a favorite flower, and so they would get you flowers or send you flowers that were your favorite, and you may not have even asked them to, but they just knew to do it, and you felt really seen when they would do that, because they knew specifically the type of flowers to get, or they just in general that you liked flowers. This is my smoking card, so basically anything that you can smoke, let's just say that. So you've got the letter B, the song that came out, Officially Missing You by Joseph Solomon, and then obviously we've got Puff Puff and Send Me Flowers, and we've got 2026 on the bottom, which is this year. So let's see if anything else comes out, and then we'll break this down. Heartbreak Anniversary by Giveon. So there's definitely someone missing you. And Heartbreak Anniversary is a song about, it's pretty self-explanatory, Heartbreak Anniversary. So there is something that's coming up this year that this person, it's making them miss you even more, because there is a special date coming up, or is currently in right now, that is, this person is very aware, especially if there's someone that used to send you flowers. They might not be someone that actually remembers dates, like remembering dates might not be their thing, but when certain periods of the year come up, it reminds them of certain memories with you that makes them missing you become even more apparent. And then you've got Sandcastles, Beyonce. So this person's very in their feelings. And the letter B is significant. Could be your name, their name, someone connected to you both. Okay, actually no, I'll keep those out so I can put them in the video later. Is that all of them? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's check this energy around you right now. What is the energy around this collective right now, please? Vacation, you will be traveling soon. Could be distance between you and this person, or you're planning a trip at the moment, or wanting to plan a trip. Guardian, a lost loved one watches over you. So you're definitely being guided at the moment. Your angels are always with you, but there's Mercury retrograde. I've still got to look that up. I can't remember when the next one is, but I feel like it's February, but again, I've got to look it up. Electronic issues, communication issues, reviewing everything. That could be something that's going on for you right now too, is if you're reviewing everything in your life, and if this person isn't in your life, then you might just be trying to make plans for yourself that don't include this person. So for example, if you want to go on a trip and it's like maybe for a long time you just put it off because you were hoping that if things worked out with this person, you would go on this trip together. But if you're still not together, you're just like, I don't want to put off life waiting for this person to come back. Yes, I'd like to share it with them, but I don't want to miss out on things and miss out going places because they're not back yet. And not just this person, but everything in your life. You might be reviewing finances, where you live, your job, your relationships, like friendships, family. You might have been in the midst of having kind of miscommunications with people in your life at the moment as well. Confession, under you will be traveling soon. So there is someone that is in your energy that is coming forward with a confession, and it's around traveling. So this person connected to you could very well be traveling to you soon. And this is something that they're about to reveal to you. Spy came out with cycles. So this is someone that, when I see cycles, it says fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. But whenever I see cycles, I think of repeating things many times. So this past person, they're definitely looking in, they're definitely spying, and spying implies fake accounts. So they're definitely keeping an eye on you. And this is someone that you would break up and make up a lot. You'd always feel drawn back to each other. Like, breakups with this person would never last that long. And maybe at the moment you're in the longest time since you two have had any communication. We don't have no contact yet, but we'll keep going. But this person, I think perhaps they're going over the repeated patterns that you two have had since you met. All the communication issues. I think this person's really reviewing this, and if they have to travel to you, which it looks like they do, there's distance. So I think there's multiple things that is on this person's mind when it comes to how to proceed. And that also explains why they're spying, because I don't think they have that confidence yet to really show up properly as themselves. Mercury retrograde. And they could also, this confession may come through during the next Mercury retrograde. Sexuality, yes, someone is still figuring themselves out. So I think that this is a combination of this person still figuring out how to, I think this person does not want you to misunderstand them, because like in the first deck, they're clearly missing you. They clearly go over the things that cause the breakdown of this connection. And they know that they have to travel to you to make some kind of real effort here. They're definitely going over the ending, but they're also going over the things that were great about the connection too, and they're trying to figure it all out. And while they're trying to figure it all out, they're still keeping an eye on you. They could be having health issues, you could be, but I think as well, like I said in the beginning, if you're thinking of traveling, or you're reviewing everything in your life right now, you're trying to figure yourself out too. What's my next step? Where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? Job, friendships, living situation, like what do I want? Okay, so let's get the journey deck. Let's get some more information about this connection, please. Starting off with mother wounds, but healing mother wounds. That's good. All right, you've got Leo season, so July 23rd to August 22nd. If it's not either of your birthdays in Leo season, it could be significant memories, like with that heartbreak anniversary. Like there's an anniversary during this time that is clearly significant here in this connection, as well as it could be birthdays, other anniversaries, proposals, breakups, makeups. Denial. So I think that there's been a lot of denial about what this connection is for a long time, but also trying to, because that looks to me like, yes, not dealing with it, but trying to push it away. I think I just heard as well, it's like they think that time is going to help them get over this, but if there's been a long time already and they're still missing you just as much, it's not healing. It's like this wound that keeps having salt put in it, and it's not healing not because they're not trying, but because they can't heal that wound, because it's not, essentially the pain of missing you is not going to go away because that pull is there. It's not really meant to lessen. If anything, over time it gets more intense, because especially if you're denying it for so long, they're going to make it harder and harder to deny it, harder and harder to ignore the signs. And as well, there could have been a lot of denial over how much mother wounds actually played a big part in the detriment of this connection. Even if it's not that a mother interfered, although that could be part of it, the actual wounding that a mother caused during childhood played a part in why things fell apart, because you and them maybe lacked awareness of how you reacted to each other's triggers through your mother wounds. Sacral chakra. So you could have shared a pregnancy. I always think of pregnancy because of the womb here. This even says the womb. But again, speaks again to that feeling of home because of a lack of stability growing up, your creativity. Maybe as well, I just heard too, when you two were together, you really brought out that creative side in each other as well. It's like you inspired one another. Your differences inspired one another. And as well, if there was a pregnancy with this person and it didn't go full term, like either it was terminated or lost. I'm hearing maybe for a long time as well, you and this person might have denied this connection, that it's meant to be, that you're meant to be together because of this lost pregnancy. As if to say, if you were meant to be together, this pregnancy wouldn't have been lost. Does that make sense? straight away I'm thinking it's like, if you're struggling to get pregnant with someone, do you not question, am I maybe not meant to have a baby with this person because I'm struggling to have one? If you ended up terminating a pregnancy or miscarrying, either way it was a loss that you had to grieve. Perhaps part of the denial is thinking, if I was meant to be with this person, I wouldn't have lost that pregnancy because I'm meant to have children with this person. It's a very specific detail. That's the still figuring themselves out. It's like there's a lot of elements about what happened during the connection that create some doubt and questioning whether you're meant to be with this person if certain things played out. It's kind of that mentality of like, if things got to a really toxic point between you two where it was always conflict and it was getting worse and worse, thinking we're not meant to be together because we bring out the worst in one another, not realizing at the time that you were mirroring to each other where there was wounds that needed to be healed. And then it's not that the love wasn't enough, it's that separation was needed to heal those wounds so that when you could come back together, those triggers won't create that toxic conflict like before. But at the time you're thinking we're just too toxic together. But then the lessons you learn during separation are the ones that make you realize the love is real. It's just that we needed to have that space to heal on our own before being able to reunite. So that's what I'm feeling like with this. If there was a lost, there must have been a pregnancy because I'm talking about it so much. If you lost a pregnancy with this person, that's the thought process. We were too toxic together. If we're meant to be together, we would have had this baby. If we're meant to be together, we wouldn't fight so much. All those things that make you feel like you're trying to deny the connection, and over time that magnetic pull to them is still not dying down, it's because it's there for a reason. It's meant to show you that it wasn't that the connection wasn't real and that you two aren't meant to be together. It was meant to show you to when you needed to individually heal, and that could only be done apart. So there was a reason why you both had to believe that you weren't meant to be together. There was a reason why you both were meant to walk away from this feeling, like denying that this was supposed to be forever. You needed to believe that at the time to go into this separation. And then as time has gone on and you've been receiving your lessons and they've been receiving theirs, and you've been gathering knowledge and understanding and wisdom, and this connection is still so strong in you, that pull towards each other might be getting stronger again because it's meant to come back together. And you were meant to reflect those things to each other at that time, then go into separation, learn certain things, and then come back together. But like I said, at the time, whether it was this pregnancy or toxic conflict or all of that in combination, put you both into denial about what this connection is so that you would separate to then focus on the healing. That was what needed to happen here. That was a long sidebar, but it needed to be said. Heart chakra. So the mother wounds, I think the mother wounds created a blocked heart chakra. And then because in this connection you loved each other so much that it's almost like, because the intensity was too much, it would create this toxic environment. It broke open your heart space and theirs as well. I think that there's a level of acceptance now. I think perhaps you're accepting the mistakes this person made because of their trauma, and they may be coming into a stage of accepting the mistakes and the things that you did out of your trauma. The video that was playing when I went to start recording, I can't remember the artist, but it's like, I've been thinking too much. That was the lyric that they were singing in the video. I've been thinking too much. And it's like repeated. So this, I think you and this person have been thinking about each other a lot. But there's something around mother wounds that needed to be healed, as far as the compassion that you have for each other and the acceptance of one another, and realizing that the love is real. Confusion. So around this July 23rd to August 22nd, there was a lot of confusion around this connection. And this is what I mean about, during this time period, there was probably lots of arguments, lots of confusion and stirred up feelings, and it felt toxic, it felt wrong, it felt, I think both of you at different stages would have felt that runner-chaser dynamic, one wanting to cut and run and the other one trying to chase that, and then you'd flip roles. It's like, and there was a lot of confusion during that time, which then led to denial of the connection and going your separate ways. I don't chase, I attract. So if you're both in denial and you're both thinking, I don't chase, I attract, then you're both running from the connection, because you're thinking, if I don't chase this person, they'll come back. But you're both thinking that, so neither one is taking action. Sacral chakra. Red flags. So no warning, pay attention. So there was red flags around that sense of feeling at home with one another, and a lot of the things that would have caused tension and problems that led to either the miscarriage or the termination of the pregnancy. It was, those certain decisions were made because of red flags that kept reappearing, which then led to that doubt in your mind, thinking, I can't have this baby because I don't feel secure in this relationship. I don't feel safe in this relationship. I don't feel like we should be bringing a child into this situation. Not because you didn't love that person or, want to have a baby with them, but because at that time things felt very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, it's on the tip of my tongue. That's so annoying. Volatile, and that you had to make a decision that you might not have necessarily wanted to make, because you were trying to do the right thing for the child, essentially. So, and sometimes that means, it's kind of like when people make a decision, if they fall pregnant and they know that they cannot financially look after that child, that it's better to not have it, because the stress of having a child and not being in a good position financially, not having a good support system around you, can make it so much harder. So making that decision to not go through with it for the sake of the child is still being a good parent. And people, because of societal pressures and opinions out there, especially when it comes to religion and that topic of termination, it can the guilt can feel very overwhelming. I'm just going to restart this because the screen keeps blacking out. It's annoying. Okay. I thought I'd quickly look up when Mercury retrograde is again, just before I start up the video. February 26th, so I was right, it is February, so the end of February till March 20th, because it's always roughly 3 weeks. You also have a shadow period 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, so really it's kind of like several weeks. But February 26th is when the next Mercury retrograde starts, so that's, I think, when something might, so that's about a month away, just over a month away. Okay. Okay. There is something significant about the doubt here, the denial of this connection around the womb and red flags. I think those are examples that have been coming to my mind for a reason. I think as well, there is a part of you and this person that you're connected to that thought that your intuition was the one guiding you towards ending things, because especially if it was a termination, which with betrayal, I'm starting to feel like more that it was a decision that perhaps the feminine made to terminate because of the circumstances that the relationship was currently in. And that was a secret that they kept. And that ate them up inside, as well as the masculine feeling betrayed and lied to because of perhaps not finding out at the time that this happened, that's what happened. Does that make sense? But this is what I mean about how things crack open that heart chakra that make you start seeing things in a more loving, compassionate view. It's one thing if you know someone to be purely evil, purely vindictive, and they made this decision to terminate a pregnancy just to hurt you, and they hate you and all this stuff, and you're so angry, to then seeing things through a different lens and realizing that this person had to make a very difficult decision, very painful decision that they didn't necessarily want to make, but thought that it was the best for all parties involved. And then adding to the fact that the torture they would have put themselves through carrying that lie, that guilt, that secret, and looking at it with a more compassionate lens, and realizing that the decision wasn't out of just pure like nastiness. In that moment, it would have helped both parties believe that this connection wasn't meant to be. But then things over time during separation, and the fact that you're still feeling that pull to each other, it's your higher self, it's your consciousness, your connection to source for both of you that are trying to show you that this is just one of the things that broke you, but really it was meant to, because you're meant to go on separate paths for a time. And as well, betraying yourselves by denying this connection, not listening to your higher self, trying to avoid it because there was a lot of pain here. So this is also self-betrayal, lying to yourselves about what this connection is and how much you actually mean to each other, and seeing each other's mistakes through a lens of compassion and acceptance rather than hatred and anger. Music's an important one for this collective as well. There might be a lot of songs popping up lately that you two shared. I just heard dancing. You might have gone out dancing a lot, or you just danced at home together. Yeah, wounded masculine and earth. So you and this person could be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. If not, this has been something that it makes sense because you got cycles anyway. This is someone that you've been connected to for years now, and this separation has been for a couple of years now. So maybe in the initial connection, there was a lot of breakups and makeups, but then this last point of separation, it's been a few years, and it's taken a couple of years at least to really ground this, to do the healing that was required for this, especially because that came out with wounded masculine. which very jealous, very possessive, very controlling, very competitive. And if you remember this person to be that way, this was an issue in this connection. Anytime they felt like they were being humiliated or treated like, if they made up in their head, if they perceived things as were being fooled or manipulated, they would turn into this wounded masculine, very aggressive, anger issues. If their pride felt bruised, they would lash out, and that's why anger's a big one. Anger's something that doesn't fix overnight. You need time, and that's why I'm seeing this earth sign as, yes, it could be your actual signs, but this needed time to ground, because anger is something that you have to work through, and then you have to recognize what triggers the anger and then work on those parts of yourself. That's the shadow work. Adding in, again, what I was saying before about society, religion, beliefs, cultures, but seeing through the facade of what you can see in the physical reality and what society deems okay, what this person's family deem okay, what your family deem to be okay, and seeing through the lies, seeing through the matrix, breaking out of the matrix, and also seeing through the lies that you were telling yourselves about what this connection is. That's that denial. Lying to yourself about how much you care, how much you love each other, to stay away from one another, and turning a blind eye to it, trying to push it away, and seeing through how you've been lying to yourself and how you've been letting things in your life dictate how this connection should play out. And the lessons and the things that you have had to go through since separating from this person has been always to break you out of this and to start trusting your higher self, where your source is guiding you back to one another. Root chakra, the feeling of home, safety, stability. Learning how to feel safe in yourself and how also to provide safety and security for your partner. A lot of the trauma, childhood trauma, sits in the root chakra. It's the base chakra that you work your way up through, and you burn through each chakra till you're able to actually channel from up above in a clear way, and not getting blocked by ego and all the different things that block each chakra. You've got, and then the throat chakra especially, needing to know how to communicate, but it all starts from here, the root. And it's interesting too, because both the root and the sacral, it'll be funny if solar plexus comes out too. These are all the masculine ruled chakras. They're all at the base. They're all the physical blocks that the masculine has to clear. Whereas the feminine, the moon, is trying to clear all the upper chakras so that they can be more connected to source, trust in their intuition. The masculine has intuition too, but you have more of an energy than the other. And that's how you balance each other out, the yin and the yang. Green light, yes, go for it. I think the time is coming where there's going to be a reconnection soon between the two of you. And if it's been years, it will be quite an intense energy that might be needing time to ground. So if someone's about to come in with this confession, it could be that you're going to need some time to really ground yourself so that you're not feeling overwhelmed by the amount of energy. Yeah, chaos. I think there was a lot of chaos around this connection, and it made everything feel too much. where you both ended up repelling each other into separation, because the amount of chaos that was occurring in the connection was becoming, that's that energy, that really electric energy, that it's all just too much, and you both struggled and you had to separate. In whatever way it happened, the universe made sure that you separated, because it had to happen that way. You weren't going to heal otherwise. And also, it might feel like chaos when this person comes through with this confession, because you haven't been around each other's energy in so long that it's going to feel electric, and it's going to feel like too overwhelming for you both, probably. It's that magnetic pull, but then the intensity of that magnetism is like a lot. Soulmates, romantic bond, compatibility. That, putting that on top of earth as well, I feel like there's a lot of grounding needed to balance out the energy that's about to feel quite chaotic, but also all that green, that's the heart chakra. Green is the heart chakra. Yes, see, incoming communication. I think this incoming communication is going to feel like a lot for you and this person. I think they're going to feel quite anxious and like it's going to be a lot of energy on both sides. Them coming in and all the energy trapped in them, and you receiving, like it's kind of like reminding me, like you see their name on your phone and you're like, it's going to freak you out, because it's, especially with twin flames, soulmates, whatever, it's like that electricity that happens as your energy starts coming back together again is quite intense, and that can feel like nerves, fear, anxiety, panic. Your body reacts to the energy before your mind can think of what the hell's going on. But this is what I mean. I think there is communication coming in very soon, and it could be during Mercury retrograde. Oh, why does it keep blacking out? That's what I mean about that Mercury retrograde card, with like technical issues, communication, miscommunications, that sort of thing. My phone keeps blacking out, and we're not really in that shadow period yet, but it's like, it's reminding me of that, where you're like, your things start breaking or not working properly. Moving. So remember, your very first card out was vacation. You will be traveling soon. So either you or this person has to relocate to the other one to start a new chapter. But that's not it's not immediately like incoming communication. I'm calling you and we're getting back together and I'm moving over to you. It's something that will happen gradually with this. But I also think that during this connection, there was an element of you both at different stages moving to the other, and it's still not working out, and that would have added to that feeling of like, we're just not meant to be together, because every time when I've moved to them it didn't work out, when they moved to me it didn't work out, they terminated a pregnancy and lied about it to me, all these things. You would have both struggled to see it through a compassionate lens because of all the pain, and because you love someone so much, it's too chaotic in your body to be able to hold it, so you repel. And then for a long time, you live in denial about you're not meant to be together because of all these issues and obstacles you've both faced. But the obstacles were put there so that you two could learn and grow, and then in separation, learn and grow and become the best versions of yourself, so that when you come back together, it's like, we've learned so much about ourselves and about this connection during this separation, and now we can learn even more again and heal even more together as one, and handle things so much better than we did in the past. When obstacles occur, we know how to face those obstacles together and become stronger together. But moving is definitely something that I think is a big detail in this connection as well. Love yourself, finding inner union, learning how to love yourself, balance your own masculine, feminine within to become whole as your own individual self. Yeah, rebirth on the bottom. Resurrection, new life, growth. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Blast from the past. Well, we know this is a past person, so memories are resurfacing for you, and also obviously as well this incoming communication. I think the intent is this person wanting to rekindle things with you, but I don't think that that is what's going to initially be put on the table, especially if it's been years of no communication. There's a lot that needs to be spoke about first, but there's a lot of nostalgia in this connection. But celebrations are coming. Third party. So family, friends, workplace, other karmic, romantic connections. But this is what I mean. That intensity. I think intimacy as far as like physical chemistry, very intense. But it goes beyond just physical chemistry. It's higher up. There's like a soul bond that is connecting you two that makes the whole thing feel otherworldly. We know you're in no contact. But there's definitely been interferences here, which could have been a big part of why there was issues as far as relocating. But I think you're going to have reasons to celebrate very soon. The passion. You got both passion cards. This is the insane chemistry that you two share. The desire you have for one another. It's that magnetic pull that just keeps bringing you two back in together. And you're getting tons of signs. They would be too. Angel numbers, their name, music, like I said before. Okay, and then you've got let it go. I think that you both really did try to let the other go and move on with your life. But no matter what situations you got into or distractions you had, the thoughts of each other would still keep coming up because you're so connected. It's not something you can disconnect from because it's from up above. Okay, and then you've got Taurus season, April 20th to May 20th. So Leo and Taurus are important here. These would have significant memories for your connection. Maybe that's how long it lasted for, April 20th to August 22nd or something like that. Time and space was needed, yeah. Again, these are all just confirming what I've already said, and union. Time and space was needed so that when the divine timing comes in to reunite you two, to come back into union, you will both understand during these conversations when you realize certain things, situations were being mirrored the whole time during separation, you'll realize what the time and space was for. This was divinely timed to be there. You were always meant to separate. Children. So again, the termination or the miscarriage. Also, there might already be children involved. Either you or them maybe already have children and are already a parent, but also the plan to have a family or start a family together was also kind of one of those obstacles where, one, if there was a termination, if we were meant to have children, that would have never happened. And then if you were trying again after that happened and you weren't being successful, you weren't meant to at that time. Because again, remember, if you terminated because you knew it wasn't the right environment to bring a child into, and then you're trying again straight after, it's because you're trying to fill that void of the loss, even though you made the decision because of selfless reasons. It's still a loss, and you're still trying to fill that void, and that was why it wasn't working out. It's because it wasn't time yet. New moon, so that was on the 19th. Planting seeds, new beginnings, inner reflection. Home, window to the soul. I think you're both breaking free from the things that you've been using to deny this connection for a long time, that have kept you stuck in life, in the matrix. You're breaking free from that now, realizing that you two are home to one another, and you want to both come home to each other. But it is someone's role in the connection to be the one to initiate. That's the masculine. The feminine receives and the masculine provides. So the masculine, to step into their role truly, it will be to take action, to be assertive and take that action. You're both, I think, being guided back to each other right now. It's like the energy's closing in. Should I get a timing card? No, I'll get the Intuit first. Oh, the red thread. That, okay, so I was meant to bring that up. When I was watching One Piece, there was an episode where there's this warlord, and she falls in love with Luffy, the main character, and she's always visualizing them together because she's in love with him, and she visualizes this red thread connecting them, and I was like, oh my god, it's the red thread theory. And then when I picked up those cards, this red thread, can you even see it? There you go. It made me think of that, because I remember at the time watching the episode and thinking, oh my god, red thread theory, I've got to bring that up in my next reading, and then I forgot about it till I saw that. Okay, into Oracle. What's coming next, please? Number 7, the White Wolf. Confidence, guidance, trust your inner knowing, instinctual, freedom. Freedom, again, I really do think that you guys are breaking free from the shackles that you've put yourselves in mentally, and the energy is starting to merge. Believe in your power, resilience and stamina. And the letter A, number 7. And the Phoenix, number A, letter A again. So A, and it's funny because you've got B as well, so AB. Number 25, but the Phoenix, death and rebirth, rising from the ashes. This says immortal, catalytic heart awakening. That magnetic pull, your energy's starting to merge again. You're being pulled into one another again. Rising up from the ashes, total transformation and complete revival of this connection again, because of the total transformation you both went through. That catalytic heart opening is what I mean, your heart chakra breaking open, because you got to that point where so much happened that it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and at the time you would have felt like your soul was being destroyed, and it was this catastrophic pain that you both, put each other through, but it cracked you guys open. And then you've needed years to really get through all of this and to receive all the lessons that you'll still continue to receive lessons when you're together, because there is an element of needing to heal together when you reunite. That's when the real work begins, because you're coming back together after such a period, however long you've been apart, needing to learn each other again, figure out how to make this work again, learn what each other needs again, how to soothe each other's triggers again, or for the first time. That has to be learnt as well. So all these things are had to be broken open so that you two could come back together and be more resilient to seeing this through. That's having the stamina. And there might be certain points where it feels like the connection's getting too much again and you're wanting to run, but then persevering through it and being persistent with the healing and going, we can make it through this, and then on the other side we'll see that it was worth pushing through. Does that make sense? White wolves might be a sign for you. Phoenixes might be a sign for you. 5th of July, Tree of Life. Or this just says tree, but I heard Tree of Life. Grounded. Again, this has taken years to ground. And July could be important here. That's 2 cards with 7 on it. But fertility. So it could be that you two are destined to, part of your mission could be having a baby and breaking the generational cycles with that child. That could be your mission together. Because this even says lineage. So redirecting the course of the lineage for your family. Health, vitality, roots, putting down roots together, but personal growth, past lives, evolving connection to source. Yeah, July is very important for this connection, 12th of July. So you've got 7, 5 and 7, 12 and 7. So July, I think, is going to be a very important month for the two of you. This is communicate. The birds are communicate. Text or call someone, ADHD, but making contact. Negotiate, chatty, debate, discuss, flighty. Flight is not the best. But this is what I mean. It might be that initial contact is just too much energy for you two, and it might go contact and then quiet for a while because you both have to really settle back into that energy. But nervous. I think this person's going to be very nervous to reach out and make contact here. It's kind of like they're going to reach out and then pull back again. And that might feel 10-10. That might feel negative, but you will feel it in your body when it's like too intense. This person's feeling it too. So they might make some kind of contact and then pull right back. Number 15. So you've got 25 and 15. Head of the pack, successful. So this death and rebirth is creating that drive. Get it done, lead, finishing first, dominate, but motivated. Alpha male, this is the masculine, persisting, will to win. So even though they're going to feel that intensity at first and may pull back, once the energy is grounded again and settled, this masculine will be able to take action again and persist with it this time instead of dipping their toes in and then backing out again. Taking the lead with this situation. All right, tree. Okay, and September, you've got the 14th of the 9th. September's important. But fox, that's self-interest, stealth, deceit, trap, redhead, cunning, sly, crafty, sharp, sleight of hand, something's not right. Can I get one more for that? I think that you're going to feel that way, especially if they dip their toes in by reaching out in some capacity and then pull right back. I think you're going to feel like they're being deceitful and that there's... that something's not right about this, because it's going to set off alarm bells for you, I think. That's why you're needing to ground your energy, because it's going to feel you're going to feel like, what the hell's going on here? So that's why it's kind of, they're needing to touch base and then pull back so that you both can really ground this. yeah. Number one, the Archer. This is also making me think of the Fool in Tarot. The Fool is at the start of the journey, taking that leap of faith towards a new adventure. The Archer, careful aim, on target. So even though this is going to feel not right, like it's going to feel like it's setting off alarm bells for you, it's actually on target. This person needs to kind of make some form of contact to bring that energy back in, and then once they've settled again, they really will aim for their target and go for it. I don't even think they're aware of that energy yet. When they make contact, I don't think that they're aware when they pull back that it's all part of the plan to get them to really make a statement. It's more that they're just going with the energy that's happening at that time. But this is, I'm literally seeing, like with the Archer, the bow and arrow, it's like they're going to make contact and then they're going to pull right back, and then it's going to launch them back towards you. Hopefully that makes sense. But go-to guy or gal, direct, quick, precise, focus, matchmaker, implement strategy. And then with the eagle on the bottom, the letter A again, so that could be an initial, because that's come out three times now. Challenge the status quo, opportunity, but new hope for longevity, regal, proud, but clear vision and perspective, past, present, and now future. But that's another messenger. I see all the birds as like messengers. So for me, that just confirms that you're going to feel that this is deceitful and that they're being weird when they clouds. So you've got the letter K as well. So K and A are initials, as well as B. Thoughts, problems, doubts, hesitation, beyond view, unclear, confusion, indecision, and misunderstandings. I think this is how you're both going to feel. I think what's going to key, solutions. Number 33 and 8, so August could be important as well. But, and 1st of June, I think this masculine is going to feel pulled to reach out in whatever capacity. Then they're going to pull their energy right back because they're plagued by doubts. They're just thinking of all the problems. They're hesitating. Things aren't clear in their mind yet. And then you're also going to be in doubt because you're going to feel like them showing up somehow and then pulling their energy back is them being shady. And so you're both going to be in this confusion for a bit. And I think both in this indecisive energy. I think that this next point of communication is going to create some misunderstandings because the ultimate goal is beyond both your views right now. It feels very clouded and the thoughts are more overwhelming than clear. But you're going from problems to solutions, having the key to each other's heart. Intelligence, genius, insight, but clarity, being open with one another, breaking out, liberty, lock, unlock. Helpful, important, but pay attention because the energy is going to feel intense. That's why it's like going to dip its toes and then like scurry away again. And then when that settles, when you've both grounded again, things will become clear. Literally going from problems to solutions. I went to say 33rd of August, which doesn't exist, but August could be important, 33. Okay. Love pop or ticket to love? Let me just get first. I just heard timing. All right, we'll get the timing oracle first then. And then I'll do... Well, let's do this first. Okay. Yeah, add a special date. That's what I said at the beginning, but stop obsessing first. I think especially when they come in and it's going to be so random, it's going to put you into that obsessive thought pattern, but they're telling you stop obsessing. This is where divine timing comes in, because it's like certain things that happen are going to look weird, but it's actually part of the plan to then get you two back together. That's what I mean. It's like it wouldn't be you going from no communication for years at a time to suddenly this person calling you, declaring their love, and they're moving to you all in one fell swoop. There's baby steps to happen here. So you need to watch your thought process. But a special date is coming up, and I said right from the beginning, there's an anniversary that's replaying in this person's mind when it comes to you, as well as it might be playing in your mind at the same time, and you don't even realize. Morning. It's not too late. You might be thinking as well, because next month, February. So February is important here. And March, February and March is important. And that's the Mercury retrograde. February 26th till March 20th. I think there's something significant happening during that time. That even might be when they first kind of make some form of contact and then disappear again for a bit. And that's going to lead to misunderstandings, because it's Mercury retrograde, miscommunication, not understanding why, and all this stuff. It's going to set these feelings of doubt, but it's not too late. And if it's been years, which I think it has, especially with the Earth card, I really feel like that's in tarot. Earth sign is Pentacles in the tarot, and Pentacles is years when you use tarot for timing. I think that maybe for a long time you've thought that maybe too much time has passed, but you need to stop obsessing. February and March are important here. And because July was coming out so much, I actually think that maybe that's the time it takes to ground this again. So you might hear from them during Mercury retrograde, and then it takes a few months for things to ground, and then July is when things really start to get moving towards reunion for the two of you. Okay, I'm getting pulled to these, so I'm just going to grab what is it this person wants to say to you. I'm trying to decide whether to get this deck to see what's going on for them right now, or whether to just go straight into messages. And this deck as well. Yeah, jealousy. I'm very jealous and I can barely stand it. With ghosted, I'm sorry I disappeared. I needed to get away and clear my head. So it's going to be confusing for you, because they're going to pop back up in some way and you're just going to be like, what the hell was that? Is it true? I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. Tears. When I think about you, I cry. Not the right time. So I think that they're going to feel, it's kind of like they're getting this energy to reach out. They're going to reach out in some weird way, then pull back. And then you're going to be left going, what the hell was that? But they had to disappear because they had to ground the energy. I'm overwhelmed with responsibilities. I don't have the time or energy for a relationship. So they're not ready yet, but there's going to be some kind of contact. And then I think by July, things will start to change. You're so smart. Your intellect really turns me on. You're so smart, and I really enjoy our conversations. You will be traveling soon, remember? Run away. Would you pack a bag and meet me in Hawaii? I just want to get away from the world and be alone with you. All right, I just want to get these, and then I think I'll get Love Pop. I wish I could feel your body close to mine, and I sometimes struggle to express my feelings for you, and that makes sense. That's why they're going to pull back again. I fell in love with you the moment we connected. I want to reach out to you. I'm showing you your wounds and things you need to work on. So when you react, whether you reply to this person or not doesn't matter, but however you respond in your body, look at that feeling and take that as an opportunity to learn something and go, okay, them pulling away again, what is that activating in me? Okay, so let's work on that. So them pulling back and grounding their energy and working whatever they need to work on, look at what you can work on now when you recognize what it's activating in you. You're so beautiful inside and out. Yeah, we both still need more time to heal and grow from it. So it's like the energy is going to come in for a split second and then disappear, and then you need to reflect, okay, how is this making me feel? So it's activating this. So what do I need to do now to heal that wound in me? And they will need to do that again as well because of their need to dip in and then ghost again. Okay. Actually, no, sorry. Before I get love pop, I will get what's going on for this person right now, especially because that card's saying that they're dealing with a lot of responsibilities right now. I think they want to come back in, but I don't think that they feel ready or feel in a position to have a relationship with someone right now. So it's like they don't want to lead you on when they're not ready to offer you anything yet. What is going on for this masculine, please? Escape, so avoiding, blocking, pushing away, hiding. So that could be the other thing that might piss you off, is that they reach out and then block you because they freaked themselves out by trying to reach out to you. But they're hiding, they're avoiding because I don't think that they know how to show up properly yet. So escape, observing, again, confirming, spy. So they're watching you, social media stalking, keeping an eye on you, obsessed with you, but you're being watched, definitely. But it's like the energy, just like it's going to feel intense when it happens, they're feeling that intensity too. It feels like gun shy. Yeah, they feel humiliated. I think they're a bit embarrassed to reach out because they don't, it's still their pride. Like them ghosting you is going to activate a little bit of that wounding that still needs healing for you. Their pride and feeling like their pride is being bruised here is what's going to activate in them. And they're going to pull back, maybe even block you because they're trying to keep up appearances that they're not affected, and their pride is still a bit of a block for them, just like your wounding for being abandoned is probably still a little bit of a block for you as well. That shame and humiliation is going to make them pull back, and then you're going to need time both to ground again, and then, yeah, I think February to March and then July are significant points. And as well, they might be feeling like appearances and how their life looks right now is embarrassing. Like they're not proud of their circumstances right now, so they don't want you seeing or knowing about what their life looks like right now because it's embarrassing to them. Terms, working out, begging, negotiating. I think they're trying to negotiate with their own mind right now. Trapped, so stuck, locked down, mental prison, captive. So they're trapped in their own mind, which is causing them to watch you, like spy from fake accounts, because this is what I mean about you're keeping yourselves captive in your own mind because of doubts, insecurities, pride, fear of rejection, all that stuff. that it keeps you guys from making forward movement. But I still think that during Mercury retrograde, you're going to see some kind of movement from them and then see them pull back. That means that there's something still for them to heal and something for you to heal. It's activating something for the both of you, so that after a few months of healing that, you can then come back together in a more grounded way. Especially because there's been such a long time of no contact, there has to be this initial something that brings it back in, and then you come back again later. But it's going to feel like things are stuck at that time. But they're feeling trapped in this, I think, this pattern of just watching you and not making any moves. Foresight, it's in the future, few days to a few weeks. So I think in the next few weeks during Mercury retrograde, you're going to hear from them. Then the direction forward after that will be a few months from then. So from Mercury retrograde to then July. Running away, emptiness, feeling invisible, cut off. So it's going to take them a bit of time to work through this clown energy. I don't think it's that they're necessarily acting like a clown, but the clown is also feeling embarrassed. I think they're perhaps embarrassed about the circumstances they're in currently, and they're also a bit embarrassed to reach out to you because it's been so long. But this needs to happen. It's part of it. And part of them feeling lost too could be them not really even understanding why they're reaching out. Even though they know they love you and they're missing you, they don't know why they're doing what they're doing, but it's necessary. Okay, love pop. What is this masculine's true intentions, please? True intentions, please. Yeah, outer turmoil. I feel my life is falling apart and I don't know what to do. Whatever can go wrong has gone wrong, but the one thing that felt right was you. So they're going to feel that pull to reach out, and then they're going to pull back because they're not proud of their circumstances right now. It could be their finances aren't very good and they're embarrassed about that, or they're going through things with their family, or they just want to be or feel better about their circumstances before bringing you into their life again. Battles, arguments, and unnecessary conflicts are going on in their life. Feels like their world is falling apart, literally. Physical world filled with chaos, confusion, and destruction. They're going through a big tower right now, and everything feels like a mess. So it's like they don't, again, that means like they're going to reach out and then pull way back because they're like, my life is a mess. Like, what am I doing? And they're going to pull back. Number 59. Fulfilled, that's good. Visionary, that's nice. I finally see and understand everything. I'm feeling hopeful for the future. I'm envisioning you back in my life while continuously working on myself. That's a very good intention. When I'm with you, I feel complete. I feel as if I won the best prize of all. You're exactly what I need and want in my life. Completion or achievement. I feel like they feel conquering you. That sounds negative, conquering you, but having you back would be an achievement for them because they see you as the prize. Feeling happy and satisfied with one's life. That's what I mean. They want to feel satisfied in their life before coming to you because they want to feel like they actually have something to offer. Going after what you want and getting what you want out of life. Very good. And then visionary. Feeling hopeful and empowered. Thinking positively, moving forward. Beginning to think about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. This person's intentions are very good. It's just this outer turmoil. Their physical life, their family life, their financial path, everything feels like a mess right now, and they don't want to bring that to you. But these two are very good. And it's actually good in itself that because their life is kind of a mess right now, that they're trying to save you from that. So yes, there's an element of them feeling a bit embarrassed about it, but they also don't want to bring this mess to you, which means that they're thinking of you, like not wanting to make life harder for you, and that's nice. Juggling, having too much, yeah, this is what I mean, having too much on their plate, dealing with multiple obligations at one time, unable to make decisions based on confused emotions. I'm having a hard time processing what happened between us and juggling my own personal responsibilities. And for this to confirm outer turmoil, just confirms that what's going on in their life right now is they want to fix things in their life before trying to reconcile with you. I need time and space to deal with everything. So you're not going to know this. You're just going to see them pop up and then disappear again, and you're going to go, what the F? Like, who do they think they are? Or whatever you feel. That's activating something in you that needs to be looked at for you, and they are going to pull back because they're feeling overwhelmed by the responsibilities and the chaos going on in their life right now. And the fact that they're pulling back because they don't want to involve you in it, they actually are putting you first when they're doing that. Their intentions are pure. Visionary. All right, so you've got 59, 36, 45, and 65. Breaking barriers. Realizing the truth with the understanding you must push forward with the connection. So understanding, I don't think they're going to understand that at the time, but after a few months of grounding again and working on the responsibilities they're juggling, they're going to come to understand that they need to push forward, come back towards you and fix this connection with you. Removing obstacles, this row here, removing obstacles that resulted in cultural differences, family situations, or sexual orientation, etc. And you did get sexuality, someone's still figuring themselves out, so that could be a part of it. But if it's not figuring out their sexuality, I think cultural differences with family situations and perhaps also their financial situation, that's what's going on for them right now, and that's all too much to bear as it is. They don't have the capacity to fully be present in fixing a relationship with you right now until they fix this. There are so many barriers stopping us from being together. I'm trying my best to become a better person so I can knock down the walls for you and eventually with you. Again, knocking down the walls in their life and their self-limiting beliefs, and then when you two reconcile, breaking down those barriers together and overcoming those barriers together. That's the learning and evolving and growing despite the obstacles when you're back together. And for that to confirm visionary, they're inspired by seeing whatever they have access to, whatever they can see, you inspire them because they see how you've developed, how you've grown, how you've faced obstacles in your own life, and that it can be done. So that's good. Fulfilled. And that was number 41. Two for that. Aries on the bottom. insecurities with divine timing. So that's, again, this is confirming what I was saying. This person's going to pull back because of insecurities. It's also going to activate insecurities in you, and then you're going to need time to ground this again. And it's divinely orchestrated to be that way. Believes union will happen when it needs to. The universe is placing people, things, challenges, and more into your life when you can handle them. Belief that everything in life happens at exactly the right moment. I want to take action towards you. I want to talk with you, be with you, and feel you. Please be patient, my love. I will come back to you in divine timing. Do they know that yet? No, but this is, again, part of the people, places, things, and challenges that they're going through right now that are developing them as a person. With insecurities, if you really knew who I was and how I felt, you may not love me anymore. I'm afraid you'll reject me if I show you who I really am. So this is what's going to be activated in them to make them pull back. Unsure of who and where they are in life. Wears a mask to hide their feelings in fear of rejection, hence the spying. Constantly covers up who they are in fear of what others may think of them. And that's going to take time for them to heal. So that's why, again, February to March, during Mercury retrograde, there's going to be some form of communication, and then they're going to pull back, and then they're going to need some months to work through this, just like you are. And then July and September as well was important. But that, for intentions, very pure-hearted, very pure intentions. Like, they don't want to mess up your life, and they don't want to add something to, they don't want to add responsibilities when they're already struggling to juggle what they have right now as it is. Did I already get that? I think so. Hang on, I need some water. It is so hot today. Okay. Oh. What do you need to surrender right now? And then we'll get advice. One, two, three, four, one more. Five. Alright, so 11, 7, 2, 8, 3. Romantic messages. When I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. Separated or together, we are working in tandem with each other, and that's been coming out throughout the whole thing. Mirrors. I just heard that song Mirrors by Justin Timberlake start playing in my head. And that song, it didn't come out, but that song is in that deck that I made, and that song is a good twin flame song. I feel like I don't deserve your love, and this is what they need to work through. I'm worried you'll leave me when you see who I really am. So their insecurities, that sounds exactly like that love pop card. They really think that they're undeserving of love, and that's really sad. They think that if their true self, if they were truly vulnerable with you, that they would reject you and that they wouldn't survive it. And they need to break through that. Number 8, communication. Words have hurt me in the past, and that's why I fear talking to you. So you might have a way with words too, that when you've spoken things to them, even if they've seemed unaffected at the time, it really bothered them. It really cut them deep. I need you to trust me and believe I'm working towards union with you. romantic messages. Number 2, so the 11th of February. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. That's true. Seventh of September, what did I say? So July and after this initial point of contact and during Mercury retrograde, you've got July and September. Surrender brings us together faster than resistance. The 2nd of November. Our love is eternal. It exists in every dimension and cannot be lost. Union. So even though it might feel lost to you both right now, you're never actually apart. It just looks that way in the physical. Um, 8th of February. So you've got the 8th and 11th of February. I'm trying to leave my comfort zone with this issue. And their issue being that words have hurt them in the past, and that's why they fear talking to you, and they're trying to leave their comfort zone when it comes to that. Two for that. 3rd of August is important. That's weird, actually. In that other deck, we got, remember when I said I nearly said 33rd of August? And then this last row here, 33 August. There isn't a 33rd of August, but it's just funny that that's come out twice. 338. So August could be important too. July, August, September. Those 3 months. Oh, it's blacking out again. I care about you even when I act like I don't. I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. And then number 8, I've never felt love like this before. The depth of it can be inspiring but also overwhelming because you're both overwhelmed by it. With 4 on the bottom, mirrors again. I wish you could see that we are mirroring each other right now. Let's get advice and then we'll get a closing message for you. Next, actions and advice, please, for this collective. The Empress, perfect. Mother, fertile, divine feminine, creation, abundance, nurturing, stability, pregnancy. Number 3, Taurus and Libra on the top there. And look, that's all blue and green, heart and throat chakra combined, speaking the truth of how you feel, the love you feel. Being balanced, being grounded, being nurturing, seeing things through compassion and love and acceptance. With the King of Pentacles, I know it's not the Emperor to the Empress, but out of all the kings, the King of Pentacles is really good. Another Taurus card, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Successful, business owner, rich, stable, traditional, power, stubborn, provider. But I think because this masculine is feeling insecure in their finances right now, insecure in their family situation, the obstacle of distance, all that stuff, they don't see themselves as this yet. And I think they're being developed into this. And this could also be something that they step into when you two unite. It's almost like the Empress is the muse that gives that king the inspiration to create a beautiful world for the two of them. And I just heard power couple as well. Page of Cups, so sensitive, message of love, fantasy, another card of pregnancy, surprise, an admirer, and emotional. So I feel like this is what's between you. It's like this new offer. Page of Cups is like, it's not a king, but it's an offer of new love. It is an offer, but it's the page is very, I say immature, not in a mean way, but very naive. So perhaps that's what the communication is going to feel like when it comes in, very naive. Yeah, Seven of Swords. So you're going to feel like it's deceptive, that there's some sort of betrayal here. There's something sneaky about this behavior, especially when they pull back. It's like you feel like you're being tricked in some way. Yeah, I feel like that's to confirm that. I think that this message coming in is going to feel deceptive and like you're being tricked. Six of Swords, though, to confirm the Empress, moving on to calmer waters. But this is communication. There's a level of secrecy with it, but it's a travel card as well, and you will be traveling soon. But this is tough conversations and moving on, which creates progress. So I think the tough conversations that need to be had here, that will be had in time, will help heal out what's happened here, help you both move on and progress this connection. And I think it's going to also bring clarity to a lot of things that were hidden before. I think the things that are going to make you feel like this person's being deceptive and that you're being tricked, they are going to reveal everything behind it in time. Page of Swords. Curious, quick-witted, intelligent, nosy, stalker, watching everything. Message. So you've got two cards about message too, but that's to confirm the King of Pentacles. So I feel like they're starting out as a page. How they approach you is very page energy, and then they're going to disappear again because it's very immature energy. Again, the spying is immature energy, but a king is proud and they show up authentically and they are ready to protect and provide, and they're assertive, driven, direct. So I feel like this page behavior is going to make you feel tricked, deceived, but it is leading to tough conversations down the line that is going to reveal everything to you, to both of you, and it's developing you both into this Empress and King. You're going to trust your intuition and they are going to step up. Yeah, Four of Swords. So this is where I mean they're going to pull back. So it's a point of you both needing to heal in the silence after this initial contact. This time to heal, to think things through, time alone and higher level of consciousness, trusting in what you're healing through right now to then bring about this Six of Swords. And then you've got Three of Cups on the bottom, reconciliation, reunion. And this is collaborating too. Three of Cups is about collaborating together, but that's also reminding me of that celebrations card. You're going to have lots to celebrate together. Pregnancy could be one of those things. What was that? Knight of Pentacles. All right, let's get a closing message for you. What is your closing message for this collective, please? What was that? Retreat. They're gonna retreat. That's pretty. I like the blue. Again, throat chakra. Here we go. Spend some time alone in quiet thought. Clear your mind and focus on your truth and priorities. Are you pushing yourself too hard, beloved child of God? The angels remind us that rest is a natural cycle in every living thing. Think of the mighty oak tree that grows in spurts and then rests. It draws its nourishment from deep within the earth and takes its time before growing upward again. That tree grounding this connection again, grounding the energy within you, within them, together. Like the oak tree, it's important for you to nourish yourself with spiritual and emotional food. While you are resting, take time to reflect on your heart's true feelings and desires. Your angels speak to you through your heart, and when you listen to and honor your feelings, you walk hand in hand with God and the angels. You will know that it is true divine guidance and not just your imagination or wishful thinking if it speaks of your desire to make a difference in the world. And you two together, remember I heard power couple, I just saw 1101, 111. This is what you're seeking, and it is coming. It's just in that development period. Again, trusting in divine timing, trusting in the silence, in the healing period of silence. There you go.